Describe for us what's happening inside the church and how the people there are feeling about spending it there.
Yes, good afternoon to you. Let me just explain first of all where we are. If you don't see any of the refugees behind us, it's because we're about half a block away from the church right now. We were inside, ready to cross from there, and then some action started inside, Merry Christmas messages, and it was a bit loud. And as we stepped outside, it started raining. So we find ourselves about half a block from where the church is right now. Of course, our equipment can't work in the rain. But this morning there was a normal church service inside the Central Methodist Church. Reverend Alan Story gave a powerful message there on Christmas Day, talking about how strangers in a strange country for them is being treated, and how we as people need to choose how we treat other people and how we decide to look at them. And he also had strong words for the various government departments, calling on them to play their part and come to the party to help resolve the issue. Now, of course, Reverend Alan Story opened up his church in October when they were evicted from in front of the Human Rights, the High Commission for Refugees of the United Nations, and they took shelter in his church, which is half a block from where I'm standing now. Maybe let me, so that you can just see in the background there, you can see some banners. That's where the church is, and that's where people are taking shelter. But he says since then he's asked people to evict from the church because it isn't healthy. The health situation is dire. There's not enough ablution facilities. Also, the fire department has raised concerns that it is a fire risk for so many people to be living inside a church. Of course, the church was never set up for people to be living in. And as a result of that, you're talking of about more than 600 people. Naturally, people have spilled over onto the pavements around the church area where they're living and going about their daily business. Now, of course, a few weeks ago, the city of Cape Town has approached the High Court for an interdict to uphold their bylaws, which states that people are not allowed to do their ablutions, cook or wash outside on the pavements. And of course, they also say that there were complaints to the city of people saying that they are being harassed by the group of refugees, traders especially on Greenmarket Square, which I neglected to say a bit earlier in the earlier crossing, saying that their business has gone down, some saying as much as 80% because of the situation at the church. So for everyone involved here, it is indeed a very difficult situation. A little bit earlier, we also managed to speak to the leader of the group, Jean-Pierre Balous, who also told us that this is not the way they want to live, and they still maintain they want to be sent or taken to other countries. They say anywhere will do. They just don't want to be in South Africa anymore, calling it unsafe, saying that xenophobia persists, and saying that life has just become too difficult for them to remain in South Africa.
Mariska Botha giving us an update from Cape Town there, where around 600 refugees are spending their Christmas inside that Methodist church.